Well, Jim, we're so happy to have you here today. Thank you so much for your support and your time when talking about, our big projects and how you've been serving the community when it comes to resilience. So let's start from the top, and that is, what is the Office of Environmental Risk and Resilience? So what are they and what do they do?
In the 1990s, Miami-Dade County had a real focus on sustainability. They had a sustainability office. And interesting enough, they had a clerk of the courts, Harvey Reuven, who was very interested in climate change. I want to mention his name, though, because it's often individuals that span mayors and keep the momentum going. So the Office of Sustainability focused a lot on energy efficiency and conservation and buildings, working on how we could reduce greenhouse gases, even back in the 90s, before it became such a prominent issue. Then Mayor Jimenez had been asked by a number of people, including County Commissioner Daniela Levine Cava, to look at expanding the Office of Sustainability into an Office of Resilience. And he took a trip to Los Angeles, and he was part of a group of international leaders who were talking about that. He came back and he proposed to the County Commission that we take the Office of Sustainability, restructure it as an Office of Resilience, and hire a Chief Resilience Officer. I had the honor of becoming appointed by then Mayor Jimenez to be the Chief Resilience Officer. Not too long after that, we joined with the cities of Miami and Miami Beach and successfully entered the Rockefeller Foundation Resilient Cities program. And we went in as a partnership of two cities and a county, which very unusual. We did it because all three of us wanted to independently do it. It made more sense to do it together. And looking back, it was one of the key decisions we made because it's the glue that's kept city and counties working together. So we got our program, we became Resilient 305, still have that program going on. We have a Resilient 305 strategy. But independently, the two cities and other cities, we have 34, and many of them have sustainability and resilience programs. And they focused on what was most important in their geographic area, the county looking countywide. And of course, we have a huge expansive county and population, which is not in a city. So we had that relationship. Looking back, we picked up the issues of extreme heat, certainly working on always with our emergency management professionals, aware of how these issues link.
That's quite a story. That story has shown we are a leader,
Absolutely.
I'd say, for the country.
Absolutely.
When it comes to this.
Not internationally.
So when we talk about the word resilience,
yeah,
and connecting it with our primary natural hazards, hurricanes, storm surge, flooding, we have climate change issues, sea level rise. So what is resilience?
So I think one of the most important things that we got out of being in the Resilient 305 program, and I think extends itself now into the way we look at the world and what's happening, is shocks and stresses. A hurricane storm surge is a shock. Mm-hmm. Tides and sea level rise are stresses.
How have you been working with some of these specific communities with the resilience?
Numerous ways. Some of them are in cities, so as a county office, we would always check in with our partners. They may have a resilience office or they may have a building official who has that responsibility. We have a lot of small cities that have not much more in staff than a clerk. Mm-hmm. So we check in, see what are the particular issues there, and try to complement that. That said, in our 34 cities, that still leaves 1 million people. Those folks don't have that municipal partner to work with, and they're going to look directly to our office. That's what we were doing. The adaptation action areas is where we probably focus the resources we have totally within the county. That's departments in the office, and try to be sure those communities have the same opportunity to be resilient in the face of some of these things we've been talking about.
So we've talked about how the office has been helping these communities. If we turn the question around, how can the communities work best with the office?
The mayor thinks a lot about this. She wants to be able to connect to organizations and groups of citizens, individually and in groups that haven't been involved in resilience. You know, we can go to lots of meetings and talk to people that, you know all about it, and we're all in agreement, and we walk out thinking things are fine. But that's not going to move us forward as fast as if we find these new groups that have not had that opportunity. They have plenty on their minds, probably taking care of their families and getting, you know, to work. But we need to do that, and she's empowered the offices to do that work.
So anything kind of new and innovative on the horizon to share?
I think there's an opportunity to work in the private sector, you know, especially with insurance. The mayor has been most proud of the work that her staff, her departments have done in the area of federal flood insurance, where you go through a process showing the federal government that the work that we do to reduce damages ahead of a flood mitigation. And they have it's called a community rating system scale. And if you bring your number down, 1 is great, 10 is not so good. We went from 5 to 3. We are the largest county in the United States to get to a 3. That meant in the pocketbook.
You know, our students, they're the next generation that's going to continue this resilience movement. How excited are you about that?
You know, last night I went to see a movie called River of Grass. It's a documentary about Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. It was an art film, an art documentary done by young people. They were probably all in their 20s and 30s. And that's so important. You know, they're seeing this issue through their eyes, and they're using the visual medium to try to reach other people.
How do you respond if someone says, why should we care about any of this?
Personally, I care about it because I hope my 23-year-old daughter will stay here and find employment. She's graduated, she went away, came back. The time that she will mature in and find, you know, her life and future, Miami-Dade County is going to look different. Look, we look different today than we did 100 years ago because of interventions that people in the past made, especially in the drainage system and just the whole landscape. I believe in the science of what we can expect in the future. 100 years from now, we will not look the same as we do today. There's so much value and it's so enjoyable to live here, but the price of doing that is to be good stewards. In order to be able to prosper in that change, we need to be involved.
Well, Jim, we thank you so much for your time being here today and supporting our efforts. And we really thank you and your team and the office for what you're doing for the community. We thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of dedicated public servants that I had a chance and opportunity to work with, they deserve the support, as do the elected leaders that are giving them the resources to do the work.